G'day everyone. Big changes to the rental laws in Queensland. Here's what you need to know. If you're a property owner, a property manager or a tenant in Queensland, you've probably noticed there have been quite a few changes to rental laws recently. Let's unpack the key points. And more importantly, what they actually mean for you. Rent increases are capped. First up, rent can now only go up once every 12 months. That's across all leases, whether new or existing. And on top of that, rent bidding is officially banned. No more tenants offering above the asking price to secure a property. For owners and property managers, it means you'll need to set your rental price carefully because you're locked into it for at least a year. For tenants, it brings real stability. You know where you stand and you're protected for sudden mid-year hikes or bidding wars. Minimum housing standards are now law. From September this year, all rental properties must meet new minimum standards. These cover basics like being weatherproof and structurally sound, having working locks on doors and windows, privacy coverings like curtains or blinds, and being free from mold and pests. For property owners, this might mean investing in some upgrades, especially for older properties. Managers will be doing more compliance checks too. For tenants, it's a big win. It guarantees a basic standard of living, not up for negotiation. Pet approvals are easier. Another big shift, blanket no pets policy are out. Tenants can request to have a pet, and landlords can only refuse if they have a specific legal reason, like if the pet would breach body corporate rules or if the property generally isn't suitable. And if landlords don't respond within 14 days, it's an automatic yes. Owners can still set reasonable conditions like requiring cupboards to be professionally cleaned, and tenants are responsible for any damage. It's a more pet-friendly rental market now, and for owners saying yes to pets can actually attract more committed, longer-term tenants. Ending a lease requires a valid reason. Here's a big one. Landlords can no longer end a tenancy without grounds. If they want a tenant to move out, they need a valid reason, like selling the property, moving in themselves, or doing significant renovations. Periodic leases, those month-to-month arrangements, are now much harder to end without a reason, so many owners are sticking to fixed-term leases to stay in control. For tenants, this means a lot more security. If you're doing the right thing, your lease can't just be ended on a whim. Compliance and privacy are tightening up. There are also a lot of smaller but really important changes around compliance. 48 hours notice is now required before entering a property, up from 24. Tenants must be given at least 2 ways to pay rent, and one must be free of extra fees or charges. New standard rental application forms limit the amount of personal information landlords can request. Landlords must provide proof if they make a claim against a bond, things like photos or receipts. If a tenant's water or utility bill isn't handed over within 4 weeks of the owner receiving it, the tenant isn't required to pay it. And if an agent is getting financial kickbacks for using certain rent payment systems, they have to disclose that to the tenant. It's all about creating a more transparent, fairer rental experience for everyone involved. And here's something we're already seeing with these new laws rolling out. A lot of property owners, particularly those uncomfortable with the changes or not wanting to spend money on upgrades, are choosing to sell their rentals. This is a bit of a double-edged sword. On one hand, we're seeing a loss of rental stock, which isn't great for the rental market, especially when demand is already high. But on the other hand, it's weeding out owners who weren't keeping up with proper standards. And that's a positive move for tenants looking for a safe, secure and properly maintained home. In short, for owners and property managers, it's more planning, more paperwork and more focus on compliance, but also a much clearer playing field for tenants. It's better protection, rights and better standard of living. The overall aim, a rental market that's safer, fairer and more transparent for everyone. If you want to find out more about the new laws, give First National Bundaberg a call and we'll set you straight. Talk to you soon. Bye.